Welcome back. Now, Parliament wants the budget allocation to the Ministry of Energy increased to 75 billion shillings from the proposed 61.7 billion shillings. The Departmental Committee on Energy says that the increased funding will go towards funding affordable cooking gas, last-mile connectivity, as well as the completion of pending energy projects. The committee is further urging the National Treasury to help restructure the loan books of various parastatals under the Ministry of Energy.
So, I was already...
While presenting their report for consideration on budget estimates, the Energy Committee is recommending an additional allocation of 500 million shillings for the clean cooking gas for public boarding institutions project, an additional allocation of 500 million for the installation of transformers in constituencies project, with the department keen on installing microchips on transformers to curb theft.
Something that it can be traced anywhere, so that once, and it is nicely fitted so that you can't ever tell where it is. And now, with the technologies now, you can have the smallest you can imagine as a microchip that will be able to tell us where each of these transformers are wherever they are taken.
The Energy Departmental Committee Chair Vincent Musyoka says the proposed budget cuts amounting to 15 billion shillings will have a major impact on the country's energy sector. The committee notes the cuts will affect various ongoing power projects like the completion of the Western Kenya Transmission Line, the Olkaria 6A and the subsidized cooking gas project.
And the only way to get in cheap gas, because I believe the current cost of gas can go as much as half if we introduce competition.
The committee also wants the National Treasury to help restructure the loan book of the National Oil Corporation of Kenya to reverse the suspension of credit lines by commercial banks. This will help the state entity access credit to finance the implementation of the 30% oil import quota. The committee is also raising queries on the high pending bills, with the Kenya Power owing suppliers 84 billion shillings, while the Geothermal Development Corporation owes suppliers 1 billion shillings in unpaid bills. The committee also wants the National Treasury to help restructure the loan book of the National Oil Corporation of Kenya to reverse the suspension of credit lines by commercial banks.
The geothermal project has been one of the areas where the committee has a lot of reservations, because we have drilled lots of steam and we are not using this steam. And now the latest is that there has been a push and pull for GDC to be able to get a letter of support, to be able now to start, because they are almost commissioning their first 22 megawatts. Soon we will not need any money from to give money to GDC, because once the 22 megawatts are commissioned, that money that will be generating from the sale of power is actually more than the amount we ask.
We have been able to scale down on the money that we are borrowing. Last year, the physical deficit that was there in terms of the number, we borrowed around 860 billion Kenya shillings. We are bringing that down to around 663 billion this financial year, because we want to live up to the promise to Kenyans that we made as this budget committee, that we are not going to drown our country again into debts.
The recommendations are expected to be tabled in Parliament to be considered by the Budget and Appropriations Committee of the House. Trevor Ngendo for Prime Edition.